It's Saturday the 4th of May. It's just past 6 o'clock and welcome to our weekly Saturday evening news programme, coming to you live from the heart of Wyke, Regis. And in the news this week, there's been a major gas leak near the National Sailing Academy on Portland, which has led to a road being closed and the little supermarket also being closed. However, the Sailing Academy remains open. The closure has been caused by a pipe being damaged by construction workers building on the construction site at the edge of Ham Road on Portland, which leads to the Sailing Academy and to the Lidl's Superstore. It's led to warnings for people to stay away due to very large escape of gas. It was expected that the road would reopen sometime today. I've not been able to confirm that is the case or not at the time I'm going to broadcast. A spokesman for gas distribution company SGN said, "We are on site at Ham Beach Road, Portland, attending a high volume gas escape. For safety reasons, the police closed the road at roughly 11 a.m. yesterday. The road will remain closed as our team of engineers carry out investigations and begin repairs to our gas main, which was damaged by a third party. The local's Lidl is within our safety cordon and is currently closed. A signed local diversion route will be in place for motorists. At this stage, it's too early to say how long our emergency repairs will take, but we're working as quickly as possible and we'll keep everyone updated. We'd like to apologise for the disruption this is causing to the local community." The fire service also said they received a call at 11:12 yesterday about a gas leak, and crews from Portland and Weymouth attended the scene. An open day today at Andrew Simpson Centre, based at the Sailing Academy, was still planned to go ahead. Election results are now in for all of the elections that happened on Thursday. The Liberal Democrats have taken control of Dorset Council, but only by the smallest of margins of a single seat. They have promised an immediate review of car parking charges, which I'm sure everybody will be very welcome about. And this has been one of the most complained about issues of Dorset Council policies. They have also promised more economic development support for Weymouth and Portland. The Lib Dems have not been in control of Dorset Council since 1993. Now, the final results were Liberal Democrats 42 seats, Conservatives 30 seats, Greens 4 seats, Independents for Dorset 3 seats, Labour 2 seats and Independents 1 seat. Now, in our local ward here, which is Rodwell and Wyke Regis, there were 3 seats up for election. 2 have gone to the Greens and 1 to Labour, with Claire Sutton from the Greens and Claudia Webb from the Greens taking a seat, and Kate Weller for Labour. This afternoon it was also announced that David Siddick has been voted as the Police and Crime Commissioner for Dorset. David returns to the role, having polled the most votes out of the 4 candidates that stood. Dorset Police Chief Constable Amanda Pearson said, "I would like to offer my congratulations to David Siddick in being re-elected as the Police and Crime Commissioner for Dorset. We look forward to continuing the progressive and productive relationship we have developed in the last 3 years and will be ready to assist in the future delivery of the Commissioner's Police and Crime plan." Now, in the Town Council elections for our local ward here in Wyke Regis, Kate Weller for Labour Party and Caroline Nickinson for the local Conservatives were elected in the Wyke North ward, and Helen Toft Green Party and Thomas Taylor Labour Party in the Wyke South ward. And I'm sure you'll be getting to meet those new councillors as they go about their work over the next few years. Chesil Sailability, a disabled sailing charity based at the National Sailing Centre in Portland, have launched and named a new safety boat. Members of Chesil Sailability gathered at the Weymouth and Portland National Sailing Academy last week, along with trustees of the Dorset Health Trust, for a naming ceremony of their new 5.8 metre rib craft rib. The purchase of the new boat was made possible by a significant grant from the Dorset Health Trust charity. The naming ceremony took place on the pontoon where the new boat was moored, where it was named Juniper, and it was done in the traditional fashion with bubbly poured over the bow. The naming was at the request of Dorset Health Trust in recognition of the endless support given to its late chairman John Greener by his wife Juniper. Dave Griffith, who's the chair of Chesil Sailability, said, "We are very grateful to the trustees of Dorset Health Trust charity for their generous grant, which has made it possible for us to purchase a new safety boat. Our previous main safety boat was taken out of service after many years just before COVID pandemic, as it was beyond repair. We have been fortunate to be able to borrow a safety boat from the Weymouth and Portland National Sailing Academy each week over the last couple of years, but having a new boat which has been built specifically to meet our needs and with which our volunteer safety crew can become familiar and confident in is the best way to ensure the safety of our sailors and volunteers. Now, Chesil Sailability operates from the Weymouth and Portland National Sailing Academy and is an RYA affiliated sailing group. It makes sailing accessible to people with physical disabilities, long-term health conditions, learning difficulties and mental ill health. The charity has around 50 volunteers who skipper boats, kit up sailors, hoist sailors into boats, maintain the boats, provide first aid, provide instruction and drive the safety boats. Each year it gives around 140 sailors and carers sailing experiences on the waters of Portland Harbour in around 20 or 25 sessions a year. The charity has the use of 4 Hawke and 5 Hansa sailing boats and now has 2 of its own safety boats. The charity also soon hopes to announce the launch of a new boat that will allow people with disabilities to enjoy power boating and also take formal RYA power boating qualifications. Mrs Lavinia Barber, Vice Chair of the Dorset Health Trust, said, "The Dorset Health Trust is delighted to have been able to support the wonderful work undertaken by the dedicated volunteers of Chesil Sailability. Their work to provide the ability for sailors with disabilities to take to the water is to be commended, and this new safety boat will ensure they are able to continue and expand their amazing work." Now, vaccination clinic doors have opened again across Dorset this month, with everyone eligible encouraged to book their COVID-19 vaccination as a top-up for their protection against the virus. In line with expert advice, this spring people aged over 75 by the 30th of June, older adult care home residents and immunosuppressed people aged 6 months and over are entitled to a free vaccination. Eligibility for a spring vaccine dose is similar to previous years, but those with a weakened immune system are now eligible from 6 months old instead of 5 years old. In Dorset, more than 300,000 appointments are available across the county until the end of June, with the majority available at pharmacies, community hospitals and GP practices. People can book an appointment via the NHS National Booking Service on the NHS app or by ringing the COVID booking line 119 or booking with your local GP if they are offering the vaccination. Now, certainly in Weymouth, most of it is done through vaccination centres, which is Portland Hospital and on Radipole Lane. But there's no walk-in, you need to book. That's the key thing to say this time. If a suitable appointment at your preferred location isn't available at first, please keep trying as more appointments are added to the national booking system each week. As well as booked appointments via the NHS website, some pharmacies accept walk-ins, that's the pharmacies, and additional community walk-in clinics will be popping up across the county, helping bring the vaccine out to those who may be isolated or less able to get to the clinic on the high street. So watch for information on that. Vaccinations began a couple of weeks ago in older adult care homes and for eligible housebound patients ahead of wider appointments. If you or someone you know is housebound and waiting to hear from the NHS about COVID-19 vaccinations, NHS staff will be in touch to arrange your visit. You don't need to get in touch unless you're concerned you may not be registered as housebound. The NHS says that COVID-19 can still be very dangerous and even life-threatening, particularly for older people and those with a weakened immune system. The vaccine gives good protection and helps reduce the risk of serious illness or death, of catching and spreading the virus, and also protects against different variants. The UK Health Surveillance Agency data on last year's spring COVID-19 vaccination programme showed that those who received a vaccine were up to 50% less likely to be admitted to hospital with COVID-19 for 3 or 4 months after the vaccination compared to those who did not receive one. So there we go. If you're eligible for your COVID-19 vaccination, get it booked and get yourself protected. Now, let's put the picture up. There we go. After the success of the first round of Dorset Council's UK Shared Prosperity Fund and the Rural England Prosperity Fund grants, a further round is now open. Dorset Council received a total of 64 applications in the previous round, including a number of Dorchester Chamber for Business members and other businesses, and a total of 33 awards of over 250,000 in business support grants and over 80,000 for community infrastructure grants were made, with each project supported and located within the Dorset Council area. Projects included, but were not limited to, modern and low emission backup generator for a rural food business, innovative machinery to promote new markets, improve sustainability and increase economic growth, digital and e-commerce solutions for improved market delivery and customer participation, and machinery to expand business growth and employability. That was within the business sector. Within the community sector, weatherproofing of a community theatre, updating, changing facilities to meet the needs of a local cricket club, purchase of digital equipment for a cinema and youth academy, improving pedestrian access to local recreation facilities, and purchase of modular staging that is versatile and movable for both indoor and outdoor use with LED lighting. So there we go, all sorts of different community and business projects there that have been funded by these grants. Now, round 2 opened on Monday the 29th of April and closes on Sunday the 30th of June. As before, community groups and organisations can apply for grants for between £1,000 and £15,000, and the local business grant awards are from between £2,000 and £20,000 per business. Dorset Council has been allocated just over £6 million in total for use within the county, with those funds being available up until the end of the project in March 2025. So if you're interested in those, just search for Dorset Council Shared Prosperity Fund or Rural England Prosperity Fund. So if you put Dorset Council Prosperity Fund into Google, I'm sure you will find the information on the council's website and how to apply or get further advice. Now, Dorset and Somerset Air Ambulance is holding its annual Coast to Coast Cycle Challenge on Saturday the 18th of May and is encouraging those who wish to take part to sign up before the online registration closes at midnight next Sunday the 12th of May. The ever popular event has 2 routes available to choose from: a 55-mile route which starts at Watchet Harbour in Somerset at 10:30 and finishes in the Dorset Seaside Resort of West Bay, and a shorter 11-mile route which starts at the Royal Oak Public House in Drimpton at 2 p.m, which also finishes in West Bay. With a mixture of quiet back roads interspersed with some very demanding climbs and equally hairy descents, the event has something to offer for everyone. There are several pit stops along the route which provide a well-earned rest and refreshments for those who want it. The charity hopes that the public will come out in support of those taking part as well, cheering them on, the cyclists at the start, along the route and of course at the finish line in West Bay. As ever, there are only 600 places available. Participants can enter as an individual or as a team, and the charity is asking anyone fortunate enough to gain a place to raise a minimum of £50 in sponsorship. Now, the entrance fees are for the 11-mile route, adults £20 and under 16s £10, and for the 55-mile route, adults £40 and under 16s £20. For more information and to sign up, you just go along to the Dorset and Somerset Ambulance website to their special page, and it is www.dsairambulance.org.uk/C2C. So www.dsairambulance.org.uk/C2C, and that's for coast to coast. So if you've got a bicycle and you like a bit of a bicycle ride, you can raise some vital funds for the Dorset and Somerset Ambulance, Dorset and Somerset Air Ambulance, which of course is there for those that need it with those most life-threatening and most urgent illnesses. And it covers the whole of the Dorset and Somerset Ambulance area, and we see a lot of it down here on the south coast in Dorset and Weymouth and Portland in particular. Now, officers investigating a burglary at a church on Portland are issuing images of stolen items and appealing for information. I haven't got those pictures with me, but we will put them up on our Facebook page afterwards. Dorset Police received a report at around 7:30 p.m. on Sunday the 14th of April that a break-in had occurred at St Peter's Church in Grove Road and various brass items had been stolen. These included 2 plaques, candlesticks and a crucifix. Police Community Support Investigator Matt Barton of Dorset Police said, "We are conducting a number of inquiries into this burglary and I'm appealing for anyone with information regarding the incident to come forward. I'm also issuing images of some of the items that were stolen and would urge anyone who has come across any similar items locally or been offered for sale in suspicious circumstances to please get in touch." As I say, we will put those up on the White Regis TV Facebook page after this. They are available on the Dorset Police website as well. Now, officers investigating a fire that is believed to have been started deliberately in Weymouth are appealing for witnesses or anyone with information to come forward. Dorset Police received a report at around 3 a.m. on Saturday the 27th of April of a fire in a communal storage area under an apartment block in Greenhill. Officers attended and assisted the fire service as the fire was extinguished. Following liaison with the fire service and further inquiries, it is suspected that the fire was started deliberately. Detective Constable Rob Hoskins of Dorset County CID said this fire was started in a storage area beneath a residential building and therefore could have had extremely serious consequences. We are carrying out detailed inquiries into the circumstances of this incident, and I would urge anyone who witnessed any suspicious activity in the area during the early hours of Saturday the 27th of April to please contact us. Of course, if anybody's got any CCTV systems, doorbell cameras or dash cams that may have contacted anything, Dorset Police obviously would like to hear from you. And the usual numbers for Dorset Police are on the telephone 101, that's their non-emergency number. And if you wish to give information anonymously, you can as ever do this through the Crime Stoppers charity by calling free phone 0800 555 111. That's 0800 555 111. Now, another warning from Dorset Police. They've received several reports of suspected courier fraud between the 23rd of April and the 30th of April. Courier fraud typically sees a victim receive an unexpected call from someone claiming to be a police officer or a bank. The caller may be able to confirm some basic details about the victim, such as their full name and address. Callers tell the victim that their account has been subject to fraudulent activity and will apply pressure to convince the victim to hand over their bank details or to withdraw cash, which may be passed on to a courier who will collect the cash from their home. Recent reports received by Dorset Police show that victims have received telephone calls from people claiming to be their bank or police officers, encouraging the victims to withdraw or even transfer large sums of money for safekeeping following detected fraudulent activity on their accounts. Now, Dorset Police is sharing the following information and advice for anyone who suspects a call may be fraudulent. And the most important one is your bank or the police will never ask for your PIN. They will not, neither the bank or the police will send a courier to collect money from you. And if you're asked to telephone a bank, always make the call on a different phone to the one that you've been contacted on. And that's because some of these fraudulent callers can hold the line open and you think you're dialing a fresh number and they're actually still on the line and will pretend to answer the call and take the information from you. Do not rush into complying with any demands from anybody or scammers over the phone. If you've already given your bank details over the phone or handed your card details to a courier, call your bank straight away to let them know and request that they cancel the card. Now, the Fraud Protect team are keen for residents to share advice with friends and members of their family, particularly anybody vulnerable, of course, and local community to ensure that they are aware of the scams and feel confident spotting the warning signs. If you suspect you have been a victim of courier fraud, report the incident to Action Fraud. These are the national people that look at fraud and IT fraud and telephone fraud. And the website is www.actionfraud.police.uk. That's www.actionfraud.police.uk, or by calling 0300 123 2040. That's 0300 123 2040. Now, there's going to be further industrial action on the trains over the bank holiday weekend, and in the days ahead. South Western Railways has confirmed its services during the industrial action from Monday the 6th to Saturday the 11th of May. On Monday the 6th of May, the early May bank holiday, a revised service will operate across the South Western Railways network due to a ban on overtime by the unions. Engineering work will also take place on line closures, will be in place on Aldershot, Reading, Salisbury and Winchester areas, leading to further service changes. Customers should check before travelling. Journey planners expect to be updated by the weekend, so that should mean that you can get current information at the moment. On Tuesday the 7th of May, a significantly reduced service will run on a limited number of lines due to strike action. Large parts of the network will be closed and trains will only run between Basingstoke and Salisbury, London Waterloo and Basingstoke, London Waterloo and Feltham via Twickenham, London Waterloo and Guildford via Woking, and London Waterloo and Woking. So nothing is coming down towards our area at all. Doesn't look as if it's even coming as far as Southampton, which it has done in the past. Those trains will only run between 7 in the morning and 7 in the evening, and there are no services outside those times. Customers are advised to only travel if their journeys are absolutely necessary. On Wednesday the 8th through to Saturday the 11th, there will be an overtime ban, meaning a revised service across the network as well. Engineering work will also take place on Saturday the 11th, with a line closure between Ascot and Reading, and altered train services in the Ash and Havant areas. Now, as ever, customers are advised to check before travelling and online journey planners or call in the National Rail helpline. Also, to let you know that on the 2nd of June, South Western Railways are issuing a new timetable, and you are advised on that date, or as soon as it's available, to check if your usual journeys are affected. So if you usually use the train to travel to work, do check that after the 2nd of June your regular train will be running and that it hasn't been changed, the time hasn't been changed, or it's been cancelled, or it won't stop at your regular station. So you have been warned if you use the railways. Now, event organisers in Weymouth are being invited to apply for free parking to support their event in 2024, thanks to a partnership between Weymouth Town Council and Dorset Council. 3 dates are available in 2024 when local organisations can use selected car parks for free for exciting events that will attract both residents and visitors to enjoy a day out in the town centre. Local charities and community groups that are Weymouth based can now request which car parks they would like to use free of charge by completing a short online survey, and that's on the Weymouth Town Council website. The survey runs from 9 a.m. on Monday the 20th of May. Runs until 9 a.m. on Monday the 20th of May. The parking will be available on 3 dates in Dorset Council operated car parks across Weymouth, excluding the month of December. A 4th day has been allocated on Sunday the 23rd of June as part of Armed Forces weekend event. Jane Biscombe, who's the Town Clerk of Weymouth Town Council, said these free parking dates are a real boost for key events as it helps to bring more people into Weymouth to enjoy a day out. We are pleased to be working in partnership with Dorset Council again to offer free parking on selected event days. So if you'd like your event to be considered for free parking this year, please complete the online survey by May the 20th. And you can look for that survey on the Weymouth Town Council website. Alternatively, you can contact Weymouth Town Council about this to request a paper-based form at events, that's events at weymouthtown.council.gov.uk. Events at weymouthtown.council.gov.uk. Now, Dorchester songwriter and singer Nick Capaldi has just released a new single called Lovely People, which he is hoping will raise funds and awareness to local children's charity Julia's House Hospice. Nick explains, one of my favourite charities is Julia's House Children's Hospice here in Dorset. I played the song to them and they loved it. All proceeds from the physical release of the single on vinyl and CD will be going to Julia's House. The artwork was made by myself and my wife Grace, who did hand paintings, one of the activities the hospices do with the children. Nick's debut single, In My Shoes, hit number 1 on the Amazon Hot New Release list within a week of release and remained in the top 20 best-selling new releases for 5 weeks. A track from his debut EP made a highly acclaimed appearance on the Mojo Songs in the Key of Paul McCartney album. So So there we go. That's Nick Capaldi, local singer-songwriter who's helping support Julia's house. A very worthy cause. And finally, in the news headlines this week, the new Arts Reach programme for the spring and summer, and here it is here, I've got my copy here, has hit our doorsteps. It's come through the post box this week, and if you are on their distribution, you should be getting your copy. 9 exciting local, national and international companies and performers are set to visit 13 communities right across Dorset, performing in village halls, community theatres and even in the great outdoors. And Arts Reach hope that you will join them at an event or two. Copies of the new programme are winging their way across the county, so look out for yours landing on the doormat. Copies are also available to pick up from various locations across Dorset, including libraries and tourist information centres. And of course, you can get that information in electronic format at artsreach.co.uk, where you can also sign up, I believe, for their regular email updates. And that's the end of the headlines this week. Now, next this week, Dorset County Hospital have opened their new outpatient assessment centre at South Walks House after a multi-million-pound investment by NHS England. And we're now going to hear from James Smith, who is the clinical lead for the centre now.
We're delighted to have opened our newly refurbished outpatient assessment centre at South Walks House. We originally started using this council office building as a temporary arrangement in 2021, as we didn't have enough space in the main hospital to see the additional patients who were waiting for appointments during the COVID pandemic. The success of our temporary facility allowed us to secure a 20-year lease for the building, along with more than £14 million from NHS funding. We have refurbished 2 floors into new dedicated clinical space, along with another 2 administrative floors. We now have multiple extra clinic and treatment rooms with much needed diagnostic equipment, including ultrasound and X-ray machines. There is a central hub where clinicians across different specialties can work together to solve problems, and patients can be signposted to the specific services they require that day. It also supports a one-stop approach where patients can see one or more of the professionals they need at the same place and time. Our volunteers will be on hand to assist with the smooth running of the clinics. Live Well Dorset and Active Dorset will also be offering health and wellbeing advice to patients. We're based in Dorchester Town Centre, right next to the library, and only a short walking distance from the shops, so patients and visitors can enjoy some of what the High Street has to offer before or after their visit. Most importantly, it will allow us to reduce waiting times for outpatient and diagnostic appointments and make sure patients receive the right care and treatment more quickly.
This is an excellent opportunity for us to completely change the way we deliver outpatient services. So in addition to the orthopaedics that we were doing in the original pop-up, we will have 18 different services working out of these 2 floors. We're also able to extend the working day for those services, so we'll be moving to 8 till 8. So that should make it much easier for people to book an appointment that's more suitable for them and their lifestyle. What we've been able to do is decide which services aren't dependent on acute services and move them into this high street facility, and therefore we've been able to expand services on site that are dependent as part of acute services. We will also be refurbishing our orthopaedic ward, Ridgeway ward as it is known currently, to offer a far better environment for patients who are coming through for their orthopaedic experience.
I'm so excited about this project here in Dorchester. I first visited South Walks House when it was a temporary facility for outpatients, and actually the concept's just gone from strength to strength. So when we had the opportunity to invest in this facility as a permanent facility for patients, I was very, very keen to support this. This outpatient and assessment facility is going to help patients with speedier diagnostic tests and outpatient consultations. And the beauty of this facility is it's in the heart of the town. So it's convenient to patients, it's a modern facility, and it actually keeps patients' care out of the acute hospital setting and in their community where they're much more comfortable. And I'm hoping that this concept will grow and we'll see more of these facilities in town centres and closer to patients' homes in the future.
There we go. So that just gives you a preview of what you might see if you get an appointment to go to the outpatient assessment centre in South Walks Road, Dorchester, which all looks well kitted out and spanking brand new, and they're ready for our local patients to use. It's now time in this week's programme to go over to the film review with our regular contributor, Andrew Wright.
Welcome to Wyke Regis TV Film Review and Preview. I'm Andrew Wright. This weekend, The Fall Guy opens in cinemas. The film is an action comedy film and is loosely based around an 80s TV show with the same name. The film stars Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt and Aaron Taylor-Johnson and revolves around a stuntman working on his ex-girlfriend's directorial debut action film, only to find himself involved in a conspiracy surrounding the film's lead actor. The film is from director David Leitch, who's built up an impressive resume of action films that he's directed, including, he's uncredited on John Wick, but he's also directed Atomic Blonde, Deadpool 2, the Fast and Furious movie Hobbs and Shaw, and Bullet Train. So I saw this film on Thursday. Yesterday for me, because I record on Friday, and I have to say I was a bit disappointed. Honestly, I honestly thought that the action was very impressive, and Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, they were very good, great chemistry. But the script was, the film's fun. Don't get me wrong, the film is fun, but the script was just sort of very underwhelming. So there was just sort of points where I was a bit bored and so I gave the film 3.5 stars out of 5. Last weekend, the anime film Spy Family Code White was released in cinemas in both English dubbed and Japanese with English subtitles formats. The film is based on a Japanese manga series, Spy Family, and the anime adaptation of the same name. The film stars anime voice actors Takuya Eguchi, Saori Hayame, and Atsumi Tanizaki reprising their roles from the anime series, and revolves around the Forger family, spy father Lloyd, assassin mother Yor, telepathic daughter Anya, and their precognitive dog Bond. The specific plot of this film revolves around the Forger family taking a vacation in a snowy nation to prepare for one of Anya's school assignments, which could help Lloyd's undercover Operation Strix, to help preserve peace between the Ostania and West Hallis, these two fictional countries, very much like the Iron Curtain in the 80s. And they get stuck while on vacation. They get stuck in the middle of an army's plan to incite a war. So I saw this film in Japanese with English subtitles, and I had an absolutely great time. The film was spectacularly animated. They did some experimental scenes in that. It was really well directed and great performances. But what was really enjoyable about the film was just the low concept, high fast stuff that the franchise does really well, but you sort of need to be a fan to understand. I gave the film 4.5 stars out. 5 has definitely made my top 10 of 2023 list because it was released in 2023 in Japan, so that qualifies into that. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week where I will be reviewing the home video release of the Illumination film Migration, as well as the cinema release of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which I'm really looking forward to, but thinking about seeing the last one in the cinemas makes me feel old. So, now back to Gary in the studio.
Thank you very much, Andrew. And I remember Planet of the Apes when I was a youngster, actually watching Planet of the Apes on the TV. One of the things that I used to spend a lot of time watching. So I'll be very interested to see what Andrew's got to say on that next week. Now it's time for the national weather forecast to see what the weather has for us over the bank holiday weekend and of course for the week ahead. And this week we are joined by Greg Dewhurst from the Met Office, and here's Greg for you now.
Hello there, welcome to your latest Met Office broadcast. There is a mixed picture through the bank holiday weekend with low pressure generally dominating the weather pattern, particularly this low pressure system moving in later Sunday into bank holiday Monday, giving some heavy spells of rain for a time across southern counties of England. Elsewhere, a mixture of sunny spells and showers. And when we see the sunny spells, temperatures lifting to the high teens, possibly low 20s, so a little above average for the first part of May. So let's look at the details for the rest of Saturday, and we can see a cloudy zone across Northern Ireland stretching into northern England, southern Scotland. Here there'll be outbreaks of rain through the day. Some of it could be heavy at times, but there will be some drier interludes at times too. To the north of this band across Scotland, a lot more cloud compared to the last couple of days, particularly in the west, but there will be some sunny spells towards the Highlands and the Western Isles here, seeing some warm spells of sunshine through the afternoon. And then across central southern parts of Wales into the rest of England, sunny spells, but the warmth of the day we could see some heavy showers developing across parts of East Anglia towards London and the southeast. The odd rumble of thunder is possible. And in the sunshine here, temperatures reaching 17 or 18 Celsius. Some parts of this part of England struggled at 11 to 13 Celsius yesterday, so it will feel warmer this afternoon. Under the cloud, further north, it will be a cooler feeling day compared to yesterday, 13, 14 Celsius. In the best of the sunshine towards the Highlands, again, 19 or 20 degrees is possible, but this could just trigger one or two heavy showers by late afternoon into the evening time. And as we move through the evening time, this weather front continues to bring rain across parts of Northern Ireland, Northern England into southern Scotland. Some of it could be heavy at times, just inching its way northwards a little bit. Elsewhere, clearing skies with light winds. We'll see some mist and fog patches forming across England and Wales. And then this weather system starting to bring some cloud and patchy rain to parts of Devon and Cornwall later on in the night. Under the clearest skies, temperatures dipping to single figures, 5 or 6 degrees in the towns and cities, a little lower in the countryside, holding up under the cloud and rain. But that does mean a cloudy, dull, damp start across parts of Scotland, Northern Ireland for Sunday. Northern England too, seeing some outbreaks of rain, but it should break up a little bit as we move through the day, allowing some brighter spells to develop. But again, this could trigger one or two heavy showers, particularly across northern and eastern Scotland. A drier zone through this central part of the UK, sunny spells here, the odd shower, and then a weather system just slowly pushing northwards across southern counties of England and Wales, giving some heavy showery rain in places here. Best of the sunshine, temperatures reaching 19, possibly 20 Celsius. Under the areas of cloud, generally 14 or 15 degrees, so nearer to average. As we go through the evening time on Sunday, this weather system just pushes a little further northwards, could give some rain into parts of the Midlands, the London area to end the day, but generally leaves a legacy of cloud further north. Again, into the evening time, it generally remains on the cloudy side. So taking a quick look at Bank Holiday Monday, it's a bright day for many. There'll be some heavy showers that develop, particularly across the northern half of the UK, and then perhaps some longer spells of heavy rain possible across southern counties of England, and temperatures generally reaching the high teens to locally low 20s in the best of the sunshine. So if you'd like more information on the weather where you are for the next few days, you can find out more information on our social media channels. See you again soon.
There we go. Thank you very much, Greg. It looks like tomorrow not so good then, and Monday hopefully a little bit better. Moving to our local forecast. Here we go. And I think that sort of probably backs it up as well. Looks like it's going to be patchy this week. Sunny spells, a bit of cloud and possible thundery storms, which we get this time of year when the weather starts to warm up. So just watch out and be prepared, I guess. But looks like tomorrow might be a little bit wet with some showers if we are unlucky. Okay, moving to our What's On. Coming up, Weymouth Pavilion, 10th of May, Bohemian Queen's Greatest Hits. 11th of May, Eurovision Song Contest at Weymouth Pavilion. 11th of May, also A Beautiful Noise, the music of Neil Diamond. 16th of May, Some Guys Have All the Luck, the Rod Stewart story. And 17th of May, the ELO Experience. More information on the Weymouth Pavilion website, www.weymouthpavilion.com, or on 01305 783 225, which is the box office. At the Noath Fort, Monday, running through this weekend to Monday, the 6th of May, the Victorian Children's Weekend. 18th of May, Nuclear Bunker Tour. 25th of May to the 2nd of June, Pirates of the Noath Fort. 3rd of June, the D-Day 80th Anniversary Exhibition starts. There are also D-Day events on the 6th of June. It's a ticketed event, so make sure you book a ticket. You can't just turn up. And the 15th of August, a Midsummer Night's Dream. More information on all of that on the Noath Fort website, www.noathfort.org.uk. As we said, the Arts Reach programme is now out. Friday the 7th of June, Run Ragged at Broadmain Village Hall. The 1st of August, Love Riot at Ibberton Village Hall. 8th of August, the Story Den Adventures in Storyland, Lytton Cheney Community Hall. That's some just as a taster there, but more information on all of the events across the whole of Dorset on their website at artsreach.co.uk. Also to remind you that Sandwood Sand Sculpture Festival is currently open daily from 10:30, and it has a theme of sci-fi adventures and dinosaurs. And on the 6th of June in Wyke, Regis, in the evening from 6 p.m, is a D-Day commemoration event based around All Saints Church with beacon lighting, live music, fish and chip supper, D-Day documentary and the bells ringing. You can book tickets for that and order your food in advance on www.parishofwykeregis.org.uk/events, or you can ring Jeff Thomas on 07710 096 174. That's 07710 096 174. Church services in Wyke Regis tomorrow. Communion at 8 o'clock at 8 a.m. at All Saints Church. The monthly Cafe Church family friendly short informal worship 9:30 a.m. at All Saints Church, and then Sunday service at St Edmund's Church at 11 o'clock. Our quiz is on tonight at 7:30 in 3/4 of an hour, thereabouts. The streams will go live at 7:15. Do join us, that's free, it's family friendly for everyone in the community, and we would love to have you join us with that tonight. Of course, if you've got any news or information on events or anything else you want to share with the community here in Wyke Regis, Weymouth and Portland, South Dorset and beyond, then do drop us a line at any time to news@wykeregis.tv, news@wykeregis.tv. We would love to hear from you. Well, that brings me to the end of this week's programme. I hope you have a lovely bank holiday weekend. That's as long as you're not working. Of course, if you're working, thank you to those important people that have to work over bank holidays to keep us safe and keep shops and services running for us. But do enjoy your bank holiday weekend if you've got it off, and I look forward to being back with you next Saturday at 6 o'clock. Good night.